The thing that I thought was greatest about it was that you had to leverage creativity when you had the minimal amount of equipment. You'd go in some of these places were like steel doors and steel door frames in the public housing places. I'm like, ain't no battering ram going to get through a steel door with a steel frame. And
not with that attitude.
And you only find out after the 10th time, and you're thinking, man, these folks are just crossing their legs inside and turning the TV down and arming themselves while we're outside screaming. Yeah. And so we had procured a bowling ball, and so part of it was, we'd radio to the guy in the back who would throw a bowling ball through a bathroom window, which is where they would dump the evidence as well, and make it sound like we're coming through the windows, even though we weren't. But it was not only a distraction, but it'd make them feel like, well, I can't go dispose of this stuff, and buy us a little bit of time, little creative ways to do entries that were quite atypical.
It's like the caveman flash crash. That's a pretty ingenious tactic, I think.
Well, we had one that we got in. I remember too that my brother's a fire chief, and he at the time was working in a district nearby. So I procured some fire jackets from him, and that was the other. We'd break and rake windows, and then throw the fire jacket over the sill, and we'd dive in and roll. It was still faster than the front door sometimes, right. And it wasn't the wisest way to do it. And again, we had no incidents, thank goodness. So, even though we weren't acrobats, we felt like, going in like Batman or whatever.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, made you be creative, because the more expeditiously you can get in and clear those rooms, as you would know better than I, the safer it's going to be, really.